Hi everybody, I'm Pastor David Lillejord, Senior Pastor at St. Andrew Lutheran Church. Welcome to my Facebook edition. I have a thought, and I have a story, and then I have an update. My first thought is I'm taping in what's called the cry room. The sanctuary is off to my right. If you're familiar with the campus, the chapel is off to my left, and in between is what is called the cry room. And it's kind of that, where parents, pre-pandemic, when this place used to be buzzing, would come in and they'd think, well, do I want to go on there and have my child scream and yell and burp, or do I want to go in this bubble? And they would come in here and they would feel part of it. But now everything's empty. And so I thought I'd tape in here because I was told that one Facebook I was out in the woods, and then the other two I was sitting on my favorite couch in my office. Well, I like my couch and I like my office, but I was told to mix it up. So here I am in the cry room, and I thought, well, that's kind of interesting. We kind of feel like crying, don't we? We don't want to go into our bubble. And we don't want to just hear ourselves. We want things to be back to normal. And we feel like crying in many ways, literally, because yesterday the governor told us what we have to do, and we have to do something different. You can't keep on doing the same thing and expect different results. And the death rate is going through the roof, and the rate of infection is going up and up, and we have to simply, I think, do things differently. And more things happen. We have to cut against the grain. My thoughts are with those who own restaurants and bars. My thoughts are those who own gyms, but also my thoughts and prayers are with those people who are in the front lines. I read about what it's like to be in the medical community, and it's absolutely hellish. What I read is it doesn't seem like 2020 in America when you walk into an emergency room and just how sad it is and just how things are not good. And so we have to do things differently. I trust that we do, and I trust that we will. It reminds me of people who go into the hospital. I visit them when we used to be able to go into hospitals, and they would have rotator cuff surgery, and they would talk about the physical therapist. He or she's really nice, but seriously, I think they're evil because they make me bend my arm in a way that hurts. It hurts more when I go to them than it did before I had the surgery. But they're nice people, but what they have to do is they have to actually cause, in some ways, greater pain before you have greater movement and you have greater health. Of course, where I'm going with this is that we have to do more to abate this, to eliminate this, to keep more people safe. It's going to hurt more before it gets better. And I trust that we can, and I trust that we will all do what we can to help our neighbor and to help those in our midst. The story I have, I'll try to keep it brief, is that you know that if you listen to me, I will often talk about all my seminary friends that I go with over the summer for a week. We all went to seminary together at Lutheran Seminary. Well, during the pandemic, just because we want to be together and we need some help because all of us are ordained, some are professors working in seminaries or colleges, the rest of us are in the parish, and we just need one another. And so every Tuesday at 9:30, it's too late for me. And so I oftentimes don't go. When I do, it not too long, because morning is morning and it comes quickly. But I was told that I should go to this one. We had a council meeting, ended a little early, had some time. I was told for two reasons, go. Zoom in. So I did. They had started without me, which is cool, not uncommon. And as soon as I got on, they all said, hey, Lillejord. And the reason why I was told to go on the Zoom call is that Rolf Jacobson, Dr. Rolf Jacobson, on that day and night, it was the 40th anniversary of when he first had cancer, when he was 18. And they amputated his legs. And that day was his 40th anniversary. He's had a different kind of cancer. He's healthy now. He's had 28 surgeries in his entire episodes with cancer. But on his 40th anniversary, what he had done is he had written a word to describe everyone's ministry and one word to describe what they embody to the group that we are as friends. And what I heard and what I witnessed was beautiful. We're sarcastic, we're fun-loving, sport-loving. One's a Bear fan, one's a Tiger fan, the rest of us are Vikings fans. We all like sports, we all love our wives, but we are just a bunch of guys who are called to the same job and love Jesus, and we have a lot of fun. But we all had tears in our eyes because our leader, Rolf, whom we adore and love, expressed his love for us. And he's a gifted writer. He's written 10, 12 books, been published, 60, 70, 80 times. He's brilliant, but it wasn't the fact that he was a brilliant writer. What it was is that he was telling us, this is what I admire about you. This is what I honor in you. This is what I love about you. And I was awestruck. And I was honored that he felt the way he felt about me. And then I wanted to tell him, and I wanted to tell everyone else what they mean to me. And I thought, that's what Thanksgiving does. That's what goodness does. When someone says something kind to us, we want to say something kind to them and to somebody else. It's a machine that oils itself. And so what I suggest is not just even on Thanksgiving, but since we have more time because we can go fewer and fewer places, think of a few people in your life and call them or Zoom with them or text them and just say, this one word I think defines you. And pick whatever word it is. Awesome, lovely, thoughtful, kind, beautiful. Because when you hear it, it's beautiful. Because many times we think we are what we think we are. And we think we are what we hear our critics say or those that don't fully understand or appreciate us. But those who love us the most, who see the true us, oh, it's so nice to hear. And oh, it's so nice to say. So there's a little assignment. And before I end, the second reason why I was told to be on the Zoom call, and some of you don't know, but many of you do know, the Reverend Dr. Hans Worsma, who was here as a confirmation pastor for many years and a dear, dear, dear friend of mine, and he's part of our lovely summer row group. An update. About a week ago, after he had been released from Lingblomston, a care facility, because Hans had a stroke. And it's quite debilitating. He called me on my cell phone, and I saw his name, and I was so excited we talked. But I didn't get to see him. But on the Zoom call, after Rolf said kind things about me, Hans said hi, and then I got to see him. And seeing is also believing, that I saw my dear friend. I'd heard the voice of my dear friend, but then I saw him and I saw his smile. And I saw his face. And it was so nice to hear and to see my dear friend. And so he also wanted me to thank the people of St. Andrew because you have been so kind. So many people have sent cards, so many people have sent a text, have hearted him on Caring Bridge, and he sends his love. And so be well. Wear your mask. Be careful. Be healthy. We will get through this together. Reach out and tell somebody how much you care for them. And then when they tell you, listen and cherish that moment. And continue to pray for Hans. But he sends his love. In these trying times, be thankful In these trying times, lean on the faith that we have. We will make it together, especially with God's help. An early Thanksgiving. Enjoy the day. Be well. God bless.